go live anyway. Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone.
Hi, sorry for the late start, but we're going to get right into it. We have an awesome dissection for you guys here today. Thank you so much for joining us for our 1 p.m. Live demo. My name is Gabby, and today we're going to be dissecting a sea star. So a sea star, not quite a starfish. It is neither a star nor a fish. So it doesn't have vertebrae like a fish or fins. So sea star is the more proper term. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over so we can take a look at our sea star here. All right, here it is. So a sea star is actually an echidnoderm. So that's a name that means spiky skin. So as you can see, it has all of these little kind of nodules on top of the skin that make the sea star spiky and help protect it from predators. They have something called radial symmetry, which means they're symmetrical from the middle in the directions going outside. They're found in the sea, and there's 6,000 species in this group of echidnoderms, but this here is a sea star, most common. So sometimes you might find something like this on the beach, or maybe you buy this at a shop on, like in California or something. So this is actually the sea star's endoskeleton. So that lies right underneath the skin. They have a skin layer on top. And pieces of their endoskeleton stick out towards the outside. And these little pokies are made of something called calcium carbonate. So that's what's found in a lot of other clams and shells like that. So these are the kind of little pokes that stick out from their endoskeleton. They have 5 appendages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Their arms here. And they can actually regenerate these. If they lose one, they can get one back. They use these for capturing prey. They'll have little suckers at the end of their arms. And they also use these to move. So if you've ever seen a sea star moving underwater, it kind of looks like it's just kind of floating around. So right underneath the sea star, in these columns that you can see here, they have something called tube feet. Now they're very tiny little finger-like appendages that they can pump with water, and then they move with muscles, and that moves those little tiny feet. So imagine a big boat of a bunch of people rowing together. That helps move the sea star along, so they can swim with these tube feet. They also use their arms to help catch prey. So they grab onto things like clams and mollusks, and they bring it into their mouth, which is right in the center on the bottom of the sea star here. Now back on the top of the sea star, they also have something that helps them breathe. So if everyone takes a deep breath in, deep breath out, we have lungs, and that helps us breathe oxygen. So they don't quite have air in the ocean. They need to breathe oxygen from the water. So they have gills on the outside of their body. So all along the outside are also little fuzzy filaments, and those are their gills that help the sea star get oxygen. If you can see this little hole right here, this is a hard disc. It's called the madreporite. Now this is super, super specialized just to sea stars. They are pretty simple, but this is really awesome. This is a cool water system that they use in their body. And this is also what helps them pump their little tube feet full of water. It's a special water vascular system. This helps bring it throughout their entire body, and it's really specialized. They also have something called eye spots that are on the ends of their appendages. And this is kind of like eyes, but they can't quite see as well as we can. They can just see general light changes. And so they do have a general sense of direction. Right in the middle of the sea star, they have something called a central disc, which also holds the madreporite. And underneath this is their stomach. So they actually shoot their stomach out of their mouth to grab onto prey. And that once they do that, they can start digesting their prey outside of their body, so just in their stomach. So I'm going to go ahead and take a cut into their arm so we can take a look at some of the kind of internal features of this sea star. Again, we're cutting through the skin and through the endoskeleton there. So it's kind of hard and a little crunch. I don't know if you can hear that there. So we're going to snip along the sides of the arm here. All right, and then we'll take a look inside. So inside the arm, if you can see these kind of brown filamenty chunks here, this is part of their digestive system as well. These are digestive glands that fill these arms here. And then in the middle, we can take off the top part of the arm. This is the backside of those tube feet that they use to swim around. So if we kind of peel it back, you might be able to see some of those filaments there. So they're helping push water in and out of those tube feet. And that's helping them move and glide along the water. You can see where they connect inside of the sea star here. If we cut further up, actually, we're going to cut it from this side now. We're going to cut to try and get into that central disc there, and we can take a look at the stomach. Just go ahead and cut that arm off and then cut around the central disc here. Again, very sturdy, helping protect the sea star. We're going to leave that madreporite intact because we might be able to see some of the cool water vascular system. Now, if we peel this back, you can start to see kind of this stringy little, it almost looks like a plastic bag. This is their stomach. Now they have two different stomachs. One helps absorb food in the back, and one is what they shoot through their mouth. So the one that they shoot through their mouth is a little more muscular, and that's going to be closer to the front here. So that's this one in here. That's a lot thicker, as you can see. And that's what they use to shoot through their mouth, absorb their prey, and start that digestion. So they have the two chambers to their stomach. And I'm going to see if we can see a little bit of that cardiovascular, or sorry, that water vascular system by the madreporite. Perfect. So if you can see that little tube right there, that helps bring water in. So it's bringing in through the madreporite into the mouth, brings it all throughout the arms to fill the tube feet, throughout to the digestive glands to help get oxygen in the body. And then there's one more feature inside of the sea star that I'd like to show you. So if we cut in again, we're seeing those digestive glands. And then right kind of in the armpit of the sea star back in here, these are the gonads of the sea star. So they are able to reproduce. When they reproduce, they also reproduce in the water. So they push out the eggs, fertilize that way, and then they don't take care of their little ones. So the sea star, even though it's pretty simple, has some really awesome features that you only find in echinoderms like this. We learned about their finger-like appendages, their really unique way of climbing and exploring the ocean. Most of the time they're found kind of in the bottom of the sea. They like to crawl along the rocks and everything like that. And it still blows my mind that they shoot their stomach out to consume their prey. So thank you guys again for joining us for our sea star dissection. I hope you learned some new facts about these awesome critters that we share the ocean with. If you have any questions or comments or cool observations you made during the dissection, feel free to post them below. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Check us out again on our website, azscience.org, or on Facebook for our live videos at 9:30 and 1 p.m. Thank you.